Because guys like you look at you, the way you carry yourself, that's a fighter. Like, you look at that guy's a dangerous motherfucker. But when you see Paddy, he's dancing like this, his hair is flopping around like he's in the Beatles. You know, he's like, he seems silly, but then he fucks people up.
So I didn't quit on me still like a
No, see, this is part of the stuff I wanted to ask you about. What are your thoughts on Ilya right now?
He's a little bitch, lad. How can you sit there and call yourself a world champion and quit on you still when the going gets tough? You know what I mean? You don't do that. Real fighters don't do that. I know I beat Ilya and Justin Gaethje beat me, so it was a no-brainer for me that Justin Gaethje beat him. And I don't think Ilya's ever going to come back the same.
Although many fans arrived at UFC 329 expecting Conor McGregor to dominate the spotlight, the night ultimately belonged to Paddy Pimblett. Even before the controversy surrounding the main event had fully unfolded, people were already describing his performance as the moment that could redefine his career. This wasn't simply another victory. It was a powerful display against one of the most difficult opponents he has ever faced. Paddy appeared more focused, more disciplined, and more dangerous than at any point in his career so far. His performance left fans and analysts asking the same question. Is he finally prepared to compete with the elite fighters at the top of the lightweight division?
Conor passed the torch Saturday night. Didn't mean to. Wasn't his intentions. Wasn't the UFC intentions. It organically happened. Paddy's a massive star now. He's always been a star. Always been a star. The kid, I don't know how long I've said this. He's the closest thing to Conor we have. And Saturday night with that performance, he stole the show. And I'll say this. If you missed the Conor train, now's the time to hitch your wagon to the Paddy train. Because if you should learn anything from the sport, from the UFC at the highest level, it doesn't last long. Enjoy it while you can. And right now, Paddy is on this rocket ship. And it's super positive. It's fun. He's not a bad guy, has no allegations, none of that stuff. He's a good one to get behind. The torch was passed to him.
Fought Justin Gaethje, and he did well against Justin Gaethje. Well, now we know the man's for real, because look at what he just did to Benoît Saint Denis, a man that is also for real, and he made it look easy, and he does it with charisma, he does it with style, he does it with personality, humor, flair, put it all together. There's nothing not to like about this guy, and he's one of the most authentic people in all of the sport. Like, against Benoît Saint Denis, he didn't have a problem, and he wasn't talking shit because he didn't have any beef with him. But if Benoît Saint Denis said something to him that he perceived to be talking shit, he would have called him out on it, and he would have went at him, because that's how we are as fighters. But he didn't feel like that. So he didn't fabricate some nonsense just for the sake of it. And again, I think that's why people really relate to Benoît Saint Denis and to fighters when they're being authentic, when they're being corny and cheesy and trying to put on an act. It just doesn't work.
Joe Rogan was among the earliest voices to applaud Paddy Pimblett's performance, highlighting the steady progress he's shown every time he competes inside the octagon. From the opening moments, his confidence was obvious, but what stood out even more was his discipline. Instead of charging into unnecessary exchanges, Paddy remained calm, chose the right opportunities to attack, controlled the tempo of the fight, and displayed a level of composure that many had doubted in the past. That measured approach is likely what caught so many people's attention. For years, opinions about Paddy Pimblett have been divided. Some believed he had all the tools to develop into a true championship contender, while others claimed his rise had been helped by carefully selected opponents. After UFC 329, that debate may have taken a major turn. This was far more than another win on his record. It looked like a clear message that he belongs among the most dangerous competitors in the lightweight division and is ready to challenge those ranked ahead of him. Rogan wasn't alone in recognizing the significance of the performance either. Across the MMA community, fighters and analysts began sharing their reactions almost as soon as the fight ended.
Absurd.
I mean,
you gave the guy who's a choke artist what he wants in the first 20 seconds of the fight? What? Now that was a nasty performance for Paddy. I mean, he got a layup. I say to guys while we're watching the fights, I go, why can't I ever get a guy who's just reckless enough to do that for me and give me what I want and make me look like a superhero? You know what I mean?
That didn't even really get to fight on Saturday night. We know the name. The man is blessed. He is called Max Holloway. Okay? Max Holloway versus Paddy Pimblett. Tell me you wouldn't want to see that fight. That fight makes all the sense in the world. The former BMF, the former 145-pound champion, one of the greatest to ever do it, and a massive star in his own right as well. By the way, a man that handled himself with absolute class on Saturday night. He could have talked a lot of shit to Conor McGregor, but he didn't. And you can see that when McGregor went down, he didn't even really want to punch him in the face too much because he's like, hold on, he's hurt, he's injured. Ref, there's something wrong with his leg, right? That is a great guy right there in front of you. That would be an awesome fight. And then, of course, there's one person out there that is the baddest motherfucker in all of the sport. He is called Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is the BMF champion. Paddy the Baddy versus Charles Du Bronx Oliveira for the BMF belt next. Does that make sense? Of course it does. Do you think that Paddy Pimblett's going to be scared, intimidated, or terrified of the submission threat from Charles Oliveira? Well, he should be. He should take it seriously because the man has the most submissions in UFC history, the most bonuses, the most finishes, the most a lot of things, okay? And just because you got good jiu-jitsu doesn't mean that you can stave that off and defend every single attack.
Tom Aspinall was quick to compliment Paddy Pimblett's performance, pointing to the confidence and belief he brings into every fight. Dana White also acknowledged the significance of the victory, recognizing that wins of this caliber often mark the beginning of a fighter's rise toward UFC stardom. Even those who had previously doubted Paddy's abilities admitted that he looked like a transformed athlete inside the octagon. His striking was more precise, his defensive skills appeared far more polished, and his decision-making throughout the fight reflected a noticeable improvement in his overall fight IQ. For countless fans, this performance was the moment they truly began to believe that Paddy Pimblett has the potential to compete for a UFC championship in the future.
Take me to the gym, please. It's because somebody like Paddy inspired him. There was nothing short of that. His walkout, he looked like he was having fun. He gets in the ring. He called this move, by the way. And when you lock that in dry, Paddy the Baddy used to be like a regional fighter that said some funny things with a weird hairdo. That's not who he is. This is one of the best fighters in the world. The only reason he was a co-main event tonight is because McGregor made the walk. Paddy the Baddy is a bona fide star.
Back then I fought Jared Gordon, I was still an immature kid. I might have been 26, but I was still an immature child, where now I've got kids of my own and I've got a lot smarter head on my shoulders.
For me, I think Paddy Pimblett is a future champion. I truly mean that. He's very good everywhere. He's good at creating the chaos. And I think for him, once he gets into chaos, he's able to find submissions. And each submission that he really, gets is very, very, good basics, good fundamentals, meaning that BSE comes across the board, they start exchanging, he shoots a takedown, he gives up his neck, he takes the neck, and he stays with the choke. He attacks the guillotine, BSE rolls. When he rolls, he attacks the shoulder. When he attacked it and he rolled through, he locks up a beautiful Darce choke.
The most intriguing part of the story is what lies ahead. The UFC's lightweight division is packed with elite talent, featuring top contenders such as Justin Gaethje, Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira, and Islam Makhachev. While no one is claiming Paddy should receive an immediate title opportunity, his performance at UFC 329 has made it much harder to leave his name out of discussions surrounding the division's top contenders. Joe Rogan also pointed out that a performance like this can completely reshape the way fans view a fighter. One standout victory has the power to silence years of criticism and replace skepticism with real excitement. That's exactly the position Paddy Pimblett has earned after this win. At the same time, rising through the rankings comes with added pressure. Future opponents will study him more carefully. Every appearance inside the octagon will face greater scrutiny, and even small mistakes will attract attention. That's the reality for any fighter who quickly establishes himself as one of the UFC's brightest rising stars.
A sick performance. Submitted Benoît Saint Denis in the first exchange. Insane Darce choke. Spider monkey wrapped all around his body. Put Benoît Saint Denis to sleep. The energy that Paddy brought, honestly, is something that makes the UFC insanely happy. Makes the fans, they love that kid, guys. People are going crazy in here as Paddy Pimblett walked out and as Paddy Pimblett left the octagon. He's a stud. and he deserves a big fight.
I know people are sick of me saying that Joe Silva tried to sign him when he was 21 and he could have come to the UFC at 23, but he wanted to come as the proper athlete. But relative to who I know him to be, the martial artist, the hard worker, the public perception has been way off, right? People love the persona, rightfully so. He's a master orator without any notes, but people lean into him eating donuts after the fight and they don't realize what a problem he is.
If UFC 329 showed fans anything, it's that Paddy Pimblett is ready to handle the pressure that comes with the spotlight. Rather than being overwhelmed by the biggest stage, he thrived under it. He didn't just secure a victory, he delivered the night's most memorable performance. As discussions continue to focus on Conor McGregor's future in the weeks ahead, Paddy accomplished something equally significant. He shifted the attention toward his own career, giving the MMA world plenty of reasons to talk about what could be next for him.